Hello friends, near and far, dear to my heart, I'm Victoria with Aligned Soul Tarot. This reading will be for Aquarius and all Aquarius placements found within your birth chart or wherever you have 11th house influence in your chart. If you are unfamiliar with this territory of your natal birth chart, you can get a private reading with me. I offer astrology and tarot supportive services. You get a full 2-question tarot spread with any of my birth chart analysis and relationship chart readings. You can find my website below for all of my services. Every month I'm going to be freshening up my services, and I've been getting a lot of intuitive hits about some upcoming video series to kind of add on to what I have on YouTube and Patreon. I have a 10% off special, so take advantage of that for the rest of September. I have a couple spots open. Email me if you want to get a reading. I also have this North and South Node series on YouTube where, again, these eclipses activate our lunar nodes. So it's very important to look into your North and South Node placements. I have Aries through Scorpio right now on that playlist. I'm going to be working through the rest of them this week. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the bell so you know when I post. And you can also follow me on Instagram. Those links are all below. And the Patreon link, of course, there's a ton of extensive readings there. Every extended love reading you can find there, as well as this Pisces lunar eclipse that we have today, Aquarius. I have a pickle power reading there as well. And those are timeless. Again, eclipses are like a ripple effect. So what were you setting out in April to achieve, or what were you moving through in April? It's always good to reflect back to the last eclipse, especially. And on Patreon as well, you get 20% off all the time. So if you like me as a reader, you like my style, join me there. We're going to have a lot of ton pre and post eclipse readings, and then feeling into this new year energy. In this reading, we're going to talk about astrology for your sun ascendant signs. But say you have a stellium, you're cross-watching. This astrology piece is just to support you. I believe as a reader, it is my goal to link astrology and tarot because they already are so linked, but it's important to get this astro content in. And if you're unfamiliar with it, of course, reach out, ask me questions. I don't mind. We're in Virgo season still. Okay, we're right at the tail end. So this is the 6th house, house of purification. We're going to talk about what this means for you, what house Virgo is transiting for you. We have Mercury in Virgo as well. This is the Virgin. This is the goddess. It's the only astrological sign that represents the feminine in that aspect. And for me personally, it's the goddess Diana, the protector of children, and the great hunt on this harvest moon. And also Persephone, this death rebirth cycle, especially with an eclipse month with this Virgo influence of purification and renewal, and that requires shedding and letting go, especially with this Pisces kind of influence of surrender and past lives, past karma, Saturn and Pisces as well. We're going to dive deep into what this means for you and pull some cards as well. Let's get into your reading. Why, hello there, Aquarius, and welcome to this space. Thank you for joining me here. Don't mind my voice. I am having allergies right now. I'm going to be sipping on my tea as we do your reading together on this lovely lunar eclipse. So again, yes, the energies are ripe today, but again, eclipses are just timestamps. Every 6 months we go through this cyclical pattern. And I also am going to link below for you another astrologer that I love to follow, the weekly Pele report by New Paradigm Astrology. If you want to check that out, he goes into detail around some of the things that we'll talk about, but of course he has a different flavor as a different mentor and teacher, right? So we know that these are cycles, and with any cycle, things are eclipse in or out, right? Or both for some of you. And this is a general reading, so it can look very different to you. That's why it's so important to look into your natal placements to see how you have these aspects within your personal chart. But in general, with sun ascendant signs, this is what I'm reading for. But again, if you have a stellium, you're cross-watching, this is all intuitive guidance as well that I'm giving you. So take what resonates, okay, and leave what doesn't. As you may know, back in February, we had Pluto go into your sign. This was massive, okay? And then we had Pluto retrograde, okay? So we've had a lot of retrogrades, like I've been saying, and on Patreon, I'm going to be diving deep after the eclipses of September and October, talking about some of this retrograde energy that will let up as we enter into the new year here in our US state, right? Wherever you are in the world, you know, it marks a signature of a new season. Okay, so Pluto in Capricorn, it's dancing back there, and it's a reminder. Much like Pisces is a reminder of our past. It's 12th house. It's all encompassing. Like I said, it's about surrender, and it can also talk about karma, especially with Saturn and Pisces. A lot of like this karmic residual kind of muck that we as a collective, Aquarius, 11th house, right, and 12th house, very similar in their ways that they approach this. But Pisces deepens it to a very emotional place, where Aquarius is more about finding their people, how they can show up in the world, and how they can be themselves and express themselves amongst others. So Pluto Aquarius, it's going right back into your sign. It's going to stay there for quite some time. So you're going to have to get really familiar with this. And if you want to watch that February reading, I highly encourage you to watch it. I'll link it for you just to make it easier. February Aquarius. But with it going back into Capricorn, you're getting this flavor of the 12th house, which is Pisces. So for you, it's until about November 19th, right? You're going to be feeling back into this 12th house where it's been for quite some time. So most of your life, for my viewers, you know, depending on your age, you've been in this Pluto and Capricorn in your 12th house. And that can bring up a lot about hidden enemies. This can talk about, you know, what's hidden in general from us in the physical reality. And Pluto does have this underbelly and undertone of crisis and how we handle crisis. But it's, again, this purge with Virgo of this purification that's being asked of us to release the past. So for you, if you haven't done so already, this, and again, I feel like we always can do a bit more cleaning, you know. Virgo likes to be like, hey, you missed a spot, right? The fine details, the ritual routine. So Pluto going back into Capricorn until November, like I said, November 19th. It's like, did you miss a spot? Did you miss that spot over there? Don't forget, we're going right back into your first house. Pluto in the first house is very uncovering. It's like the great reveal. A lot of people talk about, you know, the age of Aquarius, and this is that's what that's meaning, right? You know, we're stepping into this Pluto in Aquarius. This is massive transformation. Again, Aquarius also represents Uranus, which is very erratic, impulsive. Aquarius for me represents lightning. It's very much about like the nervous system and these energetic systems, the chakras, and, you know, I got this message, I forget for who it was, but this song Burning Stars, I'm gonna, by mimicking birds, Burning Stars, I'm gonna link it below. All we are is burning stars, shining brightly to remember who we are. And Pisces, again, is this formless, kind of formlessness, what's hidden, you know, the things that we cannot always feel, touch, see, sense. And Aquarius, I know you can definitely get eccentric, and that Uranus kind of lightning epiphanies could be really coming in for you right now. And it's really focused with this eclipse, and also, again, Saturn in Pisces, which, again, on my Patreon, I do have a Saturn Pisces reading, Jupiter and Gemini reading. So if you really want more astro support, and you just want to get familiar with what I'm talking about because it might seem foreign, join me on Patreon, okay? In your second house. And I wanted to read from this book. If you want to also learn about astrology, especially Saturn, Uranus, these are more of the outer planets, so the subconscious realm, which is where we're feeling. And just so you know, we know now, or you will know, and I tell you, North Node is in Aries, South Node in Libra. Make sure to check that playlist for your natal placement. I do have a North and South Node reading as well, where we can pull some cards on it on my website. But in the new year, guess where we're going? We're going into this North Node in Pisces. So you got to get really familiar with this influence of Pisces, okay? So this is important. Pisces is all about your second house, okay? And when we have this transit, which we will for some time, you know, this lunar eclipse is just a ripple effect, a trickle effect. And then again, that North Node in Pisces is going to bleed out for another year and a half. So we're going to be feeling it then too. So sit with this, much like Saturn in Pisces till 2027. Okay, so Saturn Pisces kind of dance for you going on here. Second house This is Taurus. This is another fixed sign like yourself. Where do you have second house in your chart, or 12th house would be highly influential for you to look into. And again, your north and south node is going to help you as well. And also your relationship to Saturn. Because of this monumental shift with Pisces lunar eclipse, the Saturn kind of underbelly is there. It's very present. Saturn and this lunar eclipse are like sitting side by side. I actually posted this beautiful photo of, I think it was NASA, and you can see the moon and you can see Saturn just like peeking right behind it. It's so beautiful. Saturn itself, when you look at it, is such a beautiful planet, right? And it can seem so negative. A lot of the matters around Saturn can feel very restrictive and condensed, whereas Pisces is very formless and freeing. So you see where this polarity dance we're feeling, it's like waves, or for you it's like electricity, voltage, you know, like high frequency. So this fixed second house for you that you're feeling into Saturn and Pisces lunar eclipse is all about your values, your sense of autonomy. It's about security. It's about really getting clear about identity in general. And in this book here, again, I'll show you the title, Astrology, Karma, and Transformation. I'm just going to read a sentence here. When Saturn transits our second house, the period of being concerned about your identity phases out, and there's often a marked sense of relief, as well as a stronger feeling that you now have to shift into emphasis, something like this. I'm tired of just thinking about myself and all my problems. I feel that I now have a pretty good idea of who I am, and dwelling further on such a question will only be self-indulgent. You know, that's Pluto also going into your 12th house, which is the consciousness, collective. Again, you and Pisces are neighbors, okay? So there's a lot to learn about just others and how you can relate to others and identify through others, and also creating your own sense of autonomy and awareness around what you have, what you value, what makes you feel secure, especially within your body and your mind, your spirit, okay? So let's get into your reading here. That's kind of the tone, you know, this first and 12th and second. So it goes kind of in order, 12th, first, second. Interesting kind of shift. So if you want to go deeper into the 12th, first and second house, there's tons of information online, right? All right, Aquarius, let's talk about it. We're going to pull from the Creativity Oracle first to start your message. It's a beautiful deck. I just got this deck. It's imagery, and I want you to connect your intuition. This is what Pisces is asking of you. It's what's formless. Like I said in my Pick a Power reading, and again, my Saturn and Pisces reading that I did a year and a half ago on YouTube is also linked below. There's tons of links for you there. Songs. You can also find that love message for September, or whenever you find it. If you want to go deeper into love, if it shows up here, all the better. So we're going to tap into that intuition. I want you to look at the image that comes out for you, Aquarius, my Aquarius viewers. Please allow me to connect in deeper with the Aquarius collective and what they need to know right now in this time. This eclipse energy, this momentum that we're gaining. There we go. Overwhelm. Yeah, there could be this frequency, you know, really buzzy, ecstatic, electric. Pluto going back into Capricorn, 12th house. You know, the things that you just didn't want to see, or again, you couldn't see for whatever reason, right? I do truly believe with spirit, your ancestors, your whatever you call upon, right? Especially with this Pisces influence, is very spiritual. We are only given access to what we can handle at times. Although we feel like when we are overwhelmed by circumstances, we're like, I can't handle this. I can't handle this. It's too much. It's too much. Maybe that's what you're telling yourself. Or the timing is wrong here. Timing. It's just, why is this happening to me right now? Out of all the times in the world, why now? And we might think that we can't handle it, but I'm here to remind you, and this is my belief, is that you can. Life is never going to throw you anything that you can't handle. Again, free will. free will. We can choose to do what we will with that information. But me personally, and Saturn's asking you, you know, in this Jupiter and Gemini square off here that we're experiencing, Gemini and Jupiter with Saturn and Pisces, it's squaring off. So it can feel like we're just in this polarity of I can't. You know, it can be very bipolar in that way. So it's asking you to understand timing. Timing is Saturn here. All is happening in divine time. And you can handle what you're going through. In Pluto and Capricorn's like, you know this already. You can handle this. And maybe at a certain time in a place you weren't meant to. So the timing is ripe with this timing card. It says here on the back, if you are in the creative flow, you feel everything flowing together in divine order. So then if you are feeling this, great. If you aren't, let's get you there, okay? Because there's overwhelm here. There is overwhelm. There's that star. So I'm gonna have you look at this card here. What comes up for you? These are your two cards. You know, the message on the back might not be the same as what you see. So what keywords come up for you? I'm going to give you about 5 seconds. Okay. So the back of this card says worry, which to me, I would not see this imagery as such. And that's the importance of this deck, is that it allows you to see something different. So how can these two messages connect? Whatever came up for you, let's see how that connects. Maybe there's some worry around what you were just sensing, okay? It says worry is an attachment to a particular outcome and the fear that it will not come to pass. And that's kind of what we were talking about, Aquarius, earlier. Timing, overwhelm, worrying that it's not going to be the right time or it's happening at the wrong time. And there's something about divine timing, Pisces influence, surrendering to this flow, this human experience. Again, in my pick-a pile reading, I talked deeply about this, about again, trying to make a sandcastle stay. It's almost merely impossible. The tides shift. You know, we are always in these cycles, and it's never necessarily going to end until, of course, we just choose, or again, divine timing, kind of fate as you believe it. But if you're here now and present and you're watching this reading, then there's something that called you here to know, for me to tell you that everything is happening in divine order, whether it feels like hell or heaven, okay? And we have to witness it. Pisces, 12th house with eyes wide open. 12th house Pisces is, again, Pluto and Capricorn in your 12th house is all encompassing. And it can feel like we are very diluted. Neptune retrograde right now, where it feels like too much, but it's not too much. Universe is trying to say, Aquarius, you got this. Because guess what? Pluto's going back in your sign. So this is you being initiated, like much like the Six of Swords, which is your card. What do you see here? I'm going to give you about 10 seconds on this one. Emotions, sensations, thoughts. So this is about contest. Be yourself fully, and you are without compare, a true winner of the only contest that matters. So there could also be worry about comparison, of timing, of where you are compared to another, whether they're friend, family, relationship, whatever. This is general. This is a self-serving reading, right? This is for self-development. But again, if this is something around someone else that you're dealing with, apply it then, right? Use your intuition. This is my goal, is to help strengthen your intuitive muscle so that you can feel ready, because it seems like there might be some applied pressure here. Things might be feeling a bit static or erratic or restlessness with this Pluto Capricorn until mid-November in your 12th house. But again, it's saying you remember. Don't forget where you came from, right? Your past lives, even the first 7 years of your life. And really getting familiar with your South Node and your North Node. But South Node also represents past lives. What we're comfortable with. You know, Pluto is going back in your sign. It's not going to maybe always feel so comfortable, because it's about transformation. Think of like a butterfly as it experiences this metamorphosis. So it feels like you might be like, I'm not ready, or it's not the right time, I'm worried. I don't know if I can handle it like this other person does, or comparing yourself to someone. It could be a parental role model, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a friend, a work colleagues. Don't compare yourself, you know? And on the outside, I know as a generalized kind of concept around Aquarius is they don't necessarily show that. And I'm also being guided to remind you that, you know, some astrologers also look at Saturn as your governing planet. So Saturn, I mean, Aquarius and Capricorn are both naturally governed and ruled by Saturn. So, you know, maybe you need to do some research on that to maybe make you feel more reliant in your autonomy and your constitution, and knowing that I got this. You know, because maybe on the outside, Aquarius, you might really show to the world, I'm fine, everything's fine. But is it truly? You know, something is being wrapped, like kind of shaken up, and it could be very subconscious and subliminal. It doesn't have to be so, you know, out there in the world for everyone to see. You know, again, Aquarius is the fine art of detachment, and so you might not showcase it so easily, because sometimes Aquarius can feel like it's petty. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It does matter though. Something does matter here. And if someone is like, if you feel like there is some sort of competition or contest in life, just try to unravel yourself from it. Don't worry about other people's drama. Right? You know, if someone tries to be competitive with you, you know, that can happen even in intimate partnerships, like that Five of Swords kind of energy where there's like very subconscious, subliminal even. I don't feel like for you it's very out there. It could feel like that at times, but with this 12th house kind of reminder for you, it's saying, hey, like, what are you feeling? Like reading between the lines almost. Wow, Aquarius. Life is not a contest, you know. Saturn might be applying that pressure a little bit, but again, Pisces is like, slow down. But Saturn, again, it's this contradiction here with Saturn and Pisces, Jupiter and Gemini. Again, it's going to feel very much like I can't. Get back on that horse, I heard. Aquarius, let's pull some tarot for you. Yeah, and that the Paley report, yeah, Page of Swords, or Page of Wands. The Paley report that I'm going to link below, the New Paradigm Astrology, he talks about this. I myself I'm Gemini, so I've been feeling this very much so. That square off to Saturn, and again, Jupiter and Gemini. It's like expand, contract, expand, contract. Apply some humor to your life, okay, Aquarius? All right, Aquarius, what do we have for Aquarius? Please show me the truth. Structure, I can, Emperor. That's also Taurus for me as a reader, Aries. So that's, again, Saturn is transiting your second house. And like I read in the book, it was saying like there was a sense of understanding, an awareness of myself, and not being too self-indulgent. You know, learning that I'm good where I'm at and I'm ready to help others to some extent, because Aquarius, that's one of your life's missions amongst many other things. But the Aquarius, you know, parts of your chart really are asking you to outreach. You know, you're the great humanitarian, you know, standing up for the underdog, you know, and seeing the kinks and quirks in everyone and in yourself. And there's an acceptance there, thinking outside of the box a bit. Yeah, you are definitely going deep. Look at this. Chariot to the Hermit to the Emperor. We have 3 major arcana. So 3 could be an importance for you. You could have been born on the 3rd or the 30th. Or you know someone. And also, I'm getting reminded here, the number on this card breaks down to an 11, which is Aquarius. 3 of Cups. Yeah, there's something around your external environments. You know, this is upright. 3 of Cups is celebration. So I want you to be reminded of the people around you. Are they supporting you? Is there love? Is there tenderness? Is there kindness? Or is there a sense of competition amongst your relations right now? And it's asking you to go easy, right? Don't worry. Don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed. Of course, it's easier said than done. I'm not here to be like, everything's great, you know, and that's something maybe that you're projecting or someone's projecting onto you, okay? And that's not what I'm trying to say here. It's like, there's this reframing that's going on as well with Virgo. I haven't mentioned that yet. There was a ton of other information I had to give you. And I will link that video below for the reframing process. It's a very simple and effective therapy tool that I myself have been using, especially with it coming up during Virgo season of the inner critic. You know, that's what Virgos are very known for that. And they have to reframe it, and we all should be reframing our inner critic to our inner coach. So you could also be helping others, right? This Emperor Hermit, with the wisdom that you've gained, you do have something to give. Again, Saturn in your second house, like that book Sense, it's a sense of identity and value and worth, and your resources as well with the second house of what you can actually give. And, you know, the timing is ripe. The time is now. Now is all you have, is what I'm trying to say. And there's a forward momentum after a period of contemplation. Hermit's also Virgo, so this could talk about right now. Right, and also Taurus season and Aries, again, reflect back to the eclipse in Aries that kind of set the foundation for this current collective North Node in Aries that we're experiencing, South Node in Libra. You yourself could have that in your natal placement. Again, watch that playlist below to find your natal placement. The Chariot is July. You could be dealing with any of these signs as well in this Three of Cups, because this is very much your external support systems. Again, who is and isn't supporting you? There could be a level of apathy here with the Page of Wands in reverse. This is inspiration, right? When it's upright. This is also communication, maybe from a fire sign. Maybe there is a lack of communication from a fire sign or someone in your friend group, social networks, community. There could be a fire sign that is maybe in the dumps, a bit apathetic is what I'm getting here, and there's something that maybe you can provide them. This wisdom that you've gained here in the Emperor, Hermit, and Chariot, or again, someone could be helping you if you're this Page of Wands. Let's pull from a different deck. I'm gonna pull from this one, the Creativity Oracle for Aquarius. How can they move through this overwhelm, this worry that might be surrounding them or within them right now? How can I strengthen this message for Aquarius? Whenever they find this reading, what can we give them as advice during this time? Serenity. Give me a second. Explore. Also, what I'm getting is you could be exploring new friend groups that bring in peace, right? Remember what I said about, here's the Serenity. You know, because I could be you could be sensing around you. I could be talking about people around you, Three of Cups, with this overwhelm. The timing's off. It's not the right time maybe to connect with someone. You know, maybe that is the case. You have to use the wisdom that you've gained in this Hermit and Chariot. And the Hermit's saying maybe there is a pause here. The pause around community. Yeah, lots around union. So there is something very strong here for you, Virgo, around timing. And also, I'm getting reminded, Pluto in Capricorn until mid-November. It is about pausing. It's the house of rest. And maybe this is where you're at with the worrying and the timing and the overwhelm of not knowing when it's time. But just because one thing in your life, especially if it's around friends, Three of Cups, water sign, fire sign, again, could be any of these signs, anyone in your community. This is more feeling like friends, work colleagues than like relationship, like intimate, but it could be any arena. If you want a private reading, we could deepen this message. But I do think there's a fine balance here of when to, I'm hearing go exploitation. I don't know why I heard that that word, exploring something. You can continue to explore, dear Aquarius, but only explore those territories that feel good. There's a sense of community and union and freedom amongst them. You could be having a union with some friends from the past here. Look at that, union from the past. someone that you disconnected from, again, in the Hermit. They could have been a Virgo, or it happened during this season. There could have been a disconnection with a fire sign as well, Page of Wands, someone that's maybe younger than you. Also, I'm getting here that the Page of Wands could be a child. Pages do represent children, adolescents. It could have been like a younger sibling that you disconnected from for some of you. But there was a pause, and everyone is on a different timeline here. So this is general. So I'm kind of trying to target all of you, because there's something about, it's go time in certain areas. Maybe it's refocusing, reframing, like I said with that video. If you're feeling like there's this divide in where you're going and timing and worrying and overwhelm, again, internally or external pressure, that reframing video will help you take that thought, that feeling, that emotion, and reframe it. So wherever you are on this timeline, ready to get on that chariot and go, or you're still in this Hermit, because I feel like there's two different Aquariuses that I'm reading for right now, because we have these two different energies here, explore and pause. So it also could mean for any of you that even within a day, again, like I said, this contradiction of Jupiter, Gemini, Saturn, Pisces, it can feel very polar. One day you could feel, I'm going, chariot. One day you could feel, I'm staying, hermit. I don't know enough. So also what I'm sensing for you is keep exploring, because the Hermit's all about exploring. It's that 8th house underbelly that you also have, I didn't mention, with this Virgo influence. This is why that's coming up. Virgo is in your 8th house. This is Scorpio. This is what's hidden. This is that Plutonic feeling. There's so much around this Pluto energy for you. You know, lots around. I'm getting the song, should I stay or should I go now? If I stay, it will be trouble. I'm gonna link it below for you. Again, it's not in the song. You might like it. But there's definitely this push, pull, tug, contradiction. You could feel like a walking contradiction, or someone else could, but that's okay, is what I'm trying to remind you. It's okay to go from the Hermit to the Chariot, and then the Emperor's like, I'm going all in. But it does require you looking at your 4th house, the foundation. Is it faulty? Right? Is this something you can build upon? Is there structure? Is there form to this? And in this imagery, you can see that there's still this transparency. So there's something about being transparent with someone, and their need to be transparent with you. But it is structured. They could be a Cancer, because 3 of Cups is Cancer. So a Cancer could be helping you, or where do you have Cancer in your chart, of kind of finding more of this harmony, balance, knowing when to pause, knowing when to soften. We also do have Mars in Cancer right now, okay? And Chariot is Cancer. So strong signatures of this Mars in Cancer for you, which is in your 6th house. Sense of duty, responsibility. Just try to move at a pace that feels right for you. Be willing to explore, though. I feel like that explore message is really, like, because the Hermit again is that pause, but it also is that explore. So there's something about kind of going with the flow. Enjoy the simple things, Aquarius. Don't get too worried or fixated or overwhelmed here, like we talked about in the beginning. All in due time. You can fluctuate within a day, right? You can have great moments of feeling like you are extremely bipolar, and just go with it. Those sensations, those feelings, this Pisces effect, as I'm saying, you know, with this lunar eclipse, there's a lot of sensations. Just let them bubble, let them trickle. And there's something about being able to move with efficiency and order and structure applied and transparency here. I wish you all the best. We're gonna dive in this the love reading. I'm gonna pull some astrology signs and transits and cards here. These could talk about any aspect of your chart or theirs. Mercury, communication. We did see that Page of Wands there. Virgo, again, strong Virgo, strong Gemini here. But the Hermit's Virgo. Again, we have Taurus, Aries, Virgo, Cancer, And Page of Wands is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. So let's see what transits, aspects, placements within your birth chart or theirs in love and relationship, friendship. You know, in my love readings, it's more geared towards intimate, but you can place the roles as you see fit. It's a you versus them reading. You can find that link below. We're going to see what signs want to come up for Aquarius. What do we have for the Aquarius collective? Please show me the truth for Aquarius in their love life, in relationship to others. Aquarius, what signs could they be dealing with? Saturn, Capricorn. We've been talking about Saturn. So again, this could be just transits of Saturn. We've just been talking about this the whole reading almost, right? So Saturn is definitely involved in your love dynamics here. Again, your Saturn return around 20 to 30 years of age. You could be experiencing that right now, or your second one at the ripe age of 58 to 60. And in between there, we have transits to that, right? So again, this lunar eclipse, it's sitting right there with the moon. It's, you know, the moon, the lunar nodes, I should say, and the moon are being activated today. Full moon, harvest moon with Saturn. Let's see what else for Aquarius. What other signs could they be dealing with in love? Please show me the truth, angels. Sun. It could be a Leo. And we have Sagittarius. We did see that fire sign. Strong fire. Capricorn again. Saturn can also talk about you, Aquarius. And we have Gemini, and we have, yeah, strong fire. Could be any fire sign, really. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And we also have, again, Saturn, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Gemini, Virgo. I hope to find you over at the love reading. If this is where we part, bye for now, Aquarius.